Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, despite my rapidly deteriorating mental state. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's showtime. Hi guys, back again, but back to Gloop. Guild Wars 2. I'll explain shortly. We'll be using the D20 for our selection. We will not be choosing the Sylvari because their starting map sucks. So, mod 4. And we roll a 13, which means a char. A char is what we'll be playing today. Males are even, females are odd. It's even. Male char, and the class will be... It is the 5, which is Thief. I don't think I played Thief recently, so we'll go with Thief. And we will randomize the appearance. I like that. That actually is a really good char face, and the coloration on the outfit that's actually really good. Huh. Much to my surprise. Mod 3 on that, it's 5, so that is determination. Okay, the hat's not great. We go with ferocity because it's easy to remember. 13 means we are Blood Legion. And my partner is 18, which will make it Claw Spur. Pardon me. The soldier that sired me is 19. That's a reroll because we only have mod 3. 19. A cocked die. I swear I'm not making this up. 11. That will be a sorceress shaman. Hey, Lone Star Wolf, welcome. He will be named Shooty McLens.
I am a char.
Yeah. I'm a char. We tend to be very quiet. We don't talk a lot. Okay, maybe that's not it. Come on, I clicked the button. Come on, catch up. Oh, it did. Just didn't animate it all.
Hey, over here.
Yeah, Reva, how you doing?
Kill them all. You get to pay attention to me.
Just a quiet little stream this evening. So the reason I'm not going back to the seance at Lake Manor, I feel I should explain. Not that it's bad. Not really what I was expecting / hoping for. It plays more like an interactive novel than a game, and open the door. And the gameplay elements were quite simplistic, and the narrative structure seemed to be constructed in such a way that it was mostly clicking through all of the options to gain information. And if it's going to be an interactive narrative, it's got to be interesting, and I just didn't find it very interesting. Nothing grabbed me. Now, something like that can definitely work. I mean, I played the Call of Cthulhu game to completion. Yeah, it was a lot of dialogue.
Take him weeks to reappear.
And it just wasn't
Move out.
engaging enough for me. I played, basically a similar type of game, although visually, it was 3D running around stuff as opposed to sort of the animated style. Call of Cthulhu a number of years ago on stream.
Not a bad
And I liked that a lot. The story was a lot more engaging to me. Now, part of it is
and stand fast.
that I have spent a good deal of time, reading Lovecraftian fiction, so
Cut them down.
it was more interesting to me in that way, whereas this, it just didn't grab me. Now, I can do a game with a lot of dialogue. In fact, a lot of times a game with a lot of dialogue can be great for me because it plays to my strengths of being able to do, improvisational smartass stuff.
I will destroy you all!
He's going to destroy us all. I mean, I do that a lot in a lot of games where I react and talk back at the screen and stuff, and generally that's some of my funniest stuff. My humor has always been interactive, leveraging what other people say and do. And it just wasn't getting much in the way of options for anything interesting.
And we'll kill you until you
At least for me. Again, that's another one of those, definitely somebody else's mileage may vary.
forward legions. Finish him.
I evaded. The other two players down here, they didn't evade. Clearly I am the winner.
Congratulations. Report back to Smokestead.
So I didn't find the puzzles particularly interesting or engaging. The story didn't grab me. There just wasn't enough game in my game.
I heard what you did down in that crypt, soldier. Impressive.
Well, I am pretty impressive.
Shivy and Brimstone was calling the
Don't
shots.
mind games
I
with
just
the
did my
dialogue as
job.
long as I don't have to
Don't
read it
sell
constantly.
yourself
Well,
short.
most of that was voiced. It was only some of the sort of smaller interactions that weren't voiced. A lot of it was voiced.
You're hot. You're hot.
Which is a big deal for me. Because I definitely streaming, if I'm reading the entirety of a stream, that's not entertaining for me or anyone else. Well, yeah, it just and it makes it more interesting for, the people who are watching as well. If they don't have to listen to me stumble over things because my eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
Smokestead lies. Hey, come talk to me.
Good evening, your dudeness. So, back to the old grind. I'd really hoped that the seance was going to grab me. Just, it didn't. It felt like it was both too random in that I'm wandering around, but also too predictable in that I'm wandering around, I find myself in a room, and I click on everything. I would say the magnified. Although I'm less magnified than I used to be. Yay! Somebody noted on the YouTube comments that that he'd caught one of my streams and he checked back on some of my early streams and it looked like I had lost a lot of weight, which I have. I'm not ailing. Well, I mean, I'm mental. But other than that, I'm not ailing. No, I just don't eat anything I like anymore. Not exactly true, but... way I described it is having lost weight is awesome. Losing weight sucks. I strongly recommend that you go immediately to the I have lost weight state and skip the losing weight state. That's my advice to you.
For Iron Legion.
What?
Brent, I'm hit.
That's a person who does key farms because they know the secret is to pop the cannons when they're up. We need a new AI? You mean magically? Yes. What we do is we hook up some electrodes to our fat-bearing tissue, and it uses them to power the AI. I'm sure I can turn that into a billion-dollar company. What we in Silicon Valley and elsewhere call a unicorn, or used to call a unicorn, but now you can get a billion-dollar valuation with the stupidest ideas. Well, given the amount of people making stupid decisions based on trying to make use of AI, the problem isn't the AI. The problem isn't artificial intelligence. It's genuine stupidity. And that's why a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. It's simple. I've mentioned this before, I think even on stream, that AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but it doesn't matter if you've got the best, most awesome, fantastic fucking hammer in the world. That doesn't make all the problems into nails. I have seen the Firefox announcement, and I commented on it in my primary Discord with my old-timey MMO friends. But yeah, that's an AI. That is a CEO who doesn't understand his product and doesn't understand AI. That is true. Mozilla has had more than its fair share of drama over the years. AI is going to be an incredibly powerful tool. We don't know yet really what it's going to be good for and not good for in the long term. And people are trying to apply it as if it's a panacea that fixes every problem for every possible application, and that's just not the way the real world works. Especially if you're talking about the large language models. CEO was forced out. Well, you're going to see an awful lot of people taking in huge amounts of money, starting a startup, and failing really quick. A lot of big companies are going to regret their big investments, and a lot of small companies are going to vanish because they never actually had a business plan. Other than, we're going to do some stuff with the AI and we'll make you rich. Again, it's mostly about the misuse. Where it's being used correctly, for instance, I have friends who are programmers. And most programmers are using it for appropriate things. For subletting certain applications. You know, use this library for that thing and give me the code. And then they go through the code. That is much faster for a lot of routine stuff. So basically, all of my coding friends are using coding tools because it speeds things up in the long term and the short term. That's an example where it's being used correctly. We have new dies coming in, guys. New dies because we got a new piece of attire. The new dies. I liked the dies we had previously, but I doubt I'm going to like these. Just saying. Yeah, that's not thiefy. Canopy, mint, and papaya. Well, it is all vegetal. I'll say that. So we're not at the point where you can feed in a bunch of information into an AI and say, I wanted to do this and this, and just walk away and have a fully complete application. That might occur in the not too distant future, because there's a good use case for that. Basically, you black box something. You give it, here's the inputs we want, and here's the outputs we want. And I can definitely see a time in the not too distant future where you're going to get something out that basically works almost all the time. Because that is relatively straightforward. But everyone keeps trying to make it do something it's not designed to do. At least not yet designed to do. Like I said, it's a tool. And like any tool, used the right way by someone who knows what they're doing with the tool, it's really, really powerful. But if you give it to an idiot, or try to use the hammer as a screwdriver, well, you're going to get screwed. That was kind of like a joke, but, without the humor. People want AI to be like the ship. Yeah, like the ship computer in Star Trek. I actually think that it will get used in the right way eventually, as the wrong ways will lose money. Everybody using it for dumb things that it's not good for, they're going to run out of money. Especially when they have to compete for compute, and that's happening more and more right now. OpenAI lost some money, went out and bought all the RAM factories. Actually, right now, the RAM stuff is essentially, there are only 3 companies that make RAM in the world. There are a number that sell basically aftermarket RAM, but there are only 3 companies that make them, and they're all big and they're all foreign. He didn't buy any of those. Samsung, I know, is one. Can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head. And they are all switching over right now to doing memory modules for specifically, they're having to retool because most of the memory stuff that they produce, or a large amount of it, is for consumer and smaller devices. And that stuff is getting converted over, which means basically in the not too distant future, people are going to have trouble getting memory for computers, for phones, all of the smaller form factors, because right now the money is for specific types of memory to make money. Yeah, I think Micron's another one. Yep, I think so. I don't remember what the third one is.
That's how it's done.
And it's the same thing with what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA is putting all of their technical expertise and their current production into more new clothing, another new die, into the stuff they need for selling the high-scale AI CUDA cores, is what they're called. I don't remember what CUDA stands for, but they're the CUDA cores instead of standard GPU or CPU cores. Yeah, they're chasing the stuff to make their high density CUDA cores. And what's funny, and people have a few things I've read have people talking about, is that basically they roll out new stuff every year, and ain't nobody going to be able to afford them every year, upgrading all of the equivalent of the CPUs and GPUs in all of their machines. Because basically they just upgrade everything every year. Company, yes, that's right. They stopped selling consumer stuff. Tech Jesus did a good report on that at Gamers Nexus, if you're familiar with Tech Jesus. Please note, he is not actually Jesus. It's the internet. You gotta make sure that you explain things to people. But he did a good article on what's happening in the RAM market right now. Or a good video on it. Well, it depends on what they're using AI for. Again, there are appropriate uses for AI as a tool in game dev. People have been losing their shit over, I think it was Valerian CEO talking about using it for concept art, and I couldn't disagree more. Concept art is exactly the kind of thing. You say, give me a bunch of concept drawings of dragons that don't look like anybody else's dragons. Something like that. And then you go through those and you hand those to your art guys, and the art guys go, oh, okay, yes, this one is a really good idea. I can work with this just as an inspiration. It's something they do well. Now, using it for any sort of game resource, I think is horseshit.
You can never have too much.
There was another case recently where they had included accidentally, I believe it was that one is 114, 122. One temporary texture was something they had created on AI for development, just as a placeholder, and they forgot to replace it. And people lost their shit. I mean, come on, guys. There are a lot of problems in the games industry. That ain't one of them. And I guarantee you, the coding devs are using coding tools because they're going to be more productive. Over time, is this going to mean fewer jobs? Maybe. And it's unfortunate, but complaining about it isn't going to make that not happen. Gaming, notice the Christmas Coke commercial was made by AI. Oh, they got absolutely torpedoed by it. Trucks having different numbers of axles, different configurations, and the inevitable wrong number of fingers issues came up, I think. Yeah, well, and that's what happens if the problem there isn't the AI. It's the person using the AI not checking to make sure that the fucking work was actually done. People trying to do it on the cheap and not actually paying a human being to do their fucking job, and look at it. I see people talking about, I will never spend any money on an AI, any product that uses AI in any way. And I'm going, oh, really? Yeah, that's not going to work out, because going forward, pretty much everything is going to have AI in parts of it. Parts of the development for the games. It's just not something you get to say no to any more than a person these days can say no to the internet. You could, sure. You could not use the internet. Will it make them more skilled or less? I mean, yeah, that's the knock-on effects. We can't know what the knock-on effects are. But, a small portion of the audience, and that's all it would be, having some sort of AI purity check isn't going to change, you know, not wanting it to rain today isn't going to change the weather. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. It's just like, you know, the internet has changed the way movies are made, the way television is made and marketed, all of that stuff, because it's gonna get used. Not always the way people would want, but it is gonna get used. I mean, look at the damage done to brick and mortar stores since the internet came out, since you can get basically anything through Amazon. Of course it's going to affect everyone, because a lot of people are going to use it even when it's not the best answer. And as has often been pointed out, once you open a can of worms, the only way to get them back in the can is with a much, much bigger can. Now, what the final, end result is going to be, obviously, I have no freaking clue. Try to buy local when you can, as is appropriate. Try to support, local small businesses. If they can give you what you want at a not unreasonable price difference, then absolutely, yes. If a game comes out that is using AI in a way you find especially pernicious, then yeah. But these wide blanket statements, I will never buy any game that uses AI in any way, then you're in a year or two, you will not be buying any games. I use Amazon a lot because I don't go out much. But then I don't buy that much stuff anyway, so. But the convenience of, there's a book. Just one book I specifically want, or a specific piece of hardware equipment. I don't want to go. I not too long ago, I bought a USB DVD player so I could play my old DVDs because my computer doesn't have a DVD player. Do I really want to make the trip to Best Buy? No, I really didn't want to make the trip to Best Buy. What is a DVD? Shut up! Shut up! Now you're just making me feel old. Bastard. You kids today. Well, there's always been software artificial intelligence in any game that had NPCs that you had to fight against or anything, yeah. We've got yet another 2 upgrades. My goodness, we're getting very fortunate in the drops today.
Now I shall break you.
All right, here we go. Next, do we like him? No. No. Okay, for a thief, that's not bad. We have Stone, Golden Sheen, and Sandstorm. That's mildly thiefy. Getting hard to get optical. I am farming for a key tonight. Yep. Want an AI NPC to talk shit to me when you can't beat it. They had bad versions of that in like a lot of the older like poker games. But they certainly weren't talking shit in any sort of creative fashion. A dozen different messages you got to hear over and over and over again. But as an example, since I'm in an MMO, I don't think it's inappropriate for a game company to make and design an AI to accept descriptions for NPCs in game, and then having the NPCs use AI generated conversations. You know, they can use your character's name, use your class, all that kind of stuff. I don't see any real problem with that. I think that's a good use of it. Because the alternative use would be not using a human person, but just not having them have any conversational options at all. So, I understand why people are upset about AI. There are a lot of real problems with the implementations. It's an incredibly powerful tool that is going to get used, whether we like it or not. And a lot of people who are using it or trying to use it are so goddamn stupid. They have a sign up above the bed that says, pants first, then shoes. Let me tell you a story from when I was working at a company right at the start of the internet. This was 95. Just when you started to see URLs appearing in commercials. And I was told about this by the VP of engineering at a company I was working at. Later on, after the company had collapsed, failed, and closed down, I was working for him again in a different company. And he had a party, and we all went because he was a really good guy. So he's telling war stories. And he was in one of the executive staff meetings at just the point where URLs were showing up in all the TV commercials. And they had one of their execs, I can't remember if it was C-level or he was a VP, and he made the following statement. You know, this internet thing, I think we really should get involved with it. And there was a long pause of silence. And somebody said, actually, our entire business is predicated on it. So this VP or C-level executive had no idea what the internet was, despite the fact the company was based on it. Okay? I can guarantee you that in most companies, anywhere from a quarter to half of the senior staff are that fucking dumb.
Used to be you just stuck it on a stick.
Now the funny thing is that the company that statement took place at, I'm doxing myself. It was a company called General Magic, which, by the way, produced all kinds of technology too soon. And so the company failed, not because it wasn't inventive enough or didn't come up with some earth-shattering technologies. It did. The hardware just couldn't drive the software that was created there. So sometimes even having the right ideas isn't enough. General Magic burnt through $750 or $850 million in its entire lifespan, which made it at that time like a really big dollar amount failure. It wasn't a big failure in the way most people would think of it. There's a documentary out there now about how sort of General Magic invented the future in a lot of ways. Most of the software you see in modern smartphones, in essence, was developed first there, and it had just an absolute murderer's row of tech people. The future CIO of the United States of America, Megan Smith, was there. Andy Hertzfeld, the guy who created the Android operating system, was there. Just this incredible litany of big names in technology were there, and they, not me. A lot of incredible stuff was created there, but could not be made to work well enough there. I was going somewhere with that bit. Wait, hold on. I'll get back to it. Trying to rewind the tape in my brain. Nope. Lost the thread of thought. It's gone. Never to return.
Well, look,
as far as I know, the only sort of thing that's
when
left
Steelbane gets done
of
with you,
General
wish you
Magic
died with the rest of your warband.
As
was
if I cared what
later
you think.
technology was
Who are
licensed
you?
by General
And why are you
Motors,
breathing
and that
at
was
me?
OnStar. So if
So
you
Rosie
ever
breaks
saw
Steel.
OnStar in action,
Steelbane recruited
that was
me,
one of the
along with the others, to rebuild
technological
the
bits
warband.
that came out later.
Wait,
It was the
what?
first
He's
mobile
recruiting without
internet
asking us?
access device.
Yeah, because you're dead, remember?
And
probably better off
also
that
the
way.
first ever mobile
Report
web
to Steelbane in the
server.
barracks, quick, or
The
you'll be in for a
Motorola
beating.
Envoy used the General Magic software, and it was basically a cell phone about yay big and like maybe that thick. And you could run, one of the guys over the course of a weekend coded up a simple web server that could run on it. Worked there for about 5 years. Where am I going? Why is it showing me to go over there and over there at the same time? Make up your mind. There it is. Yeah, not just CEOs failing upward, but a lot of times, lots and lots of the execs.
Legionnaire! Looks like some sewage just floated in from the battlefield. You get my best soldiers killed, and then have the nerve to stand there stinking up our barracks with your cowardly musk? I got them killed? Tell me something, boss. Who's in charge of this outfit? Who is giving the orders?
Talking about CEOs failing upward, David Zaslav,
Watch
the
your
guy in
tongue,
charge of
soldier,
Universal, which
or
is
I'll
about to get
remove
bought, or at
for
least
insubordination.
an offer has been made
Teach this
by
piece of
Netflix
waste
to
how
buy
address a
Paramount.
legionnaire.
He's been in charge of it for, I don't know,
With
3 or 4
pleasure.
years or something, and he sold a bunch of things and canceled a bunch of things, basically ruined it, and has driven the price down now low enough that somebody wants to buy it. Netflix. The deal includes him getting equity worth $560 million, I believe. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we were fighting already, dude. My bad.
Prepare to bleed.
Ain't capitalism grand?
I thought only humans were that
The answer to that question is no. Not always.
Stand down! All of you! Stand down now! So, you fight your own warband better than you fight the enemy.
I do.
Go
Wait, what?
on, get out of my sight while I figure out what to do with you. There's a load of supplies over at Telerange. Bring them to me. Double time. It's the only job you're fit for. Screw this up, and I will use your hide as a doormat. Understood? Understood.
There must be a small
Boss.
group of voice actors who get all of the gruff sounding, Char type, guys who play Logan, that kind of thing. I dodged. And out we go. I have to retrieve the supplies. Everyone jumps out and they all go, supplies! Same voice actors do a lot. Yeah. Well, they always have. I mean, I can pick Bram out in a lot of NPCs scattered around. I came in here to to change my glider skin. That glider skin is just hopeless. That's the newest. Does it actually have colors? It does not. How about do we have default colors for that? We do. We'll go with the default colors. I have pretty. Speaking of voice actors, the voice actor who did the part of Tybalt in If You Chose the Order of Whispers campaign passed away. Ones will hate this take about AI. VO is perfect.
The rest
for
of your
MMOs.
warband defected voluntarily. Don't be stubborn.
I don't think
Why
it's
fight
for this
for
kind
blood
of
when you can
VO.
cook
I
for
think, like I
Flame
said,
Legion?
for NPCs,
Females have it easy with us.
You want
I
me
think
to
it is.
desert and join you so you can demote
That
me to
is
fry
correct,
cook?
Lone Star Wolf.
Please. I've killed 100 males.
His
twice
VO
your
died.
size.
His voice actor died.
Fall in line.
I don't know,
fall
3 or 4
on a
days ago.
blade. I don't care.
He was also in a
which.
bunch of other stuff, of course. Most voice
No
actors
luck trolling
work
for
in a
recruits at the
lot
pig
of stuff.
farm? You Flame Legion stiffs must be desperate. I came here for supplies, but this is a lot more fun. If it's fun you want, recruits! Let's send Blood Legion a message. Bury these idiots and destroy those supplies while you're at it.
Still want me to cook for you? Here, have a steaming hot bowl of death.
I gotta say, that line is not particularly well written or performed. Have a steaming hot bowl of death. I didn't buy it.
If I kill enough of your males, maybe the females will take over again.
You know, I just think she could have done better. And here comes the
Engage pursuit. Very well.
Prathar.
Have my attention.
Hey, what do you know? I used my...
As it should be.
About time for him to have a lay down. That's true. Sometimes the absurdity is the goal. I'm fine with that.
Best quartermaster in the legions. Whatever you needed, he had it. My whole war band deserted for the promise of power. Never thought I'd see something like that. I have nothing left but my life. If you'll have me in your ranks, it's yours.
We need soldiers, and you can clearly handle yourself in a scrap. Welcome to the warband. Just be
Welcome to
warned,
the war band.
my
We've got
legionnaires
fun
going
and
to drown us
games.
for losing those supplies. I hope you can swim.
Don't worry. I can hold my breath for a long time. I'll take punishment over death, or being a gladium. Lead on.
Doodly doopy doo doo. More new dice. Here we go again. Click on that. Accept. We come over here. We exit. Papa's got a brand new bag. Rifle. What's that? Shield? We can't use that. Can't wear those pants either. They're not slimming on me at all. Let's see what we've got. Signets aren't bad. I do like me a little venom training. Back to Steelbane, huh? Now, I think he's down in the pit. And this is one of those locations that's extremely difficult to find if you don't know it's there. One of the reasons I'm not a fan of... Just about the only reason I'm not a fan of Black Citadel is... some of the layout niceties aren't nice. Evidently this is not where we're supposed to be. Oh, yes, it is. We have to be in the instanced part of it. That's just not obvious at all that you would have to go down that elevator thing and then go back and forth until the green star activates.
I'll watch your back. At ease. Well, well, if it isn't the brave soldier that aided me in Baradin's crypt. Good to see you again, Tribune Brimstone. If you'll excuse me, I need to speak to Steelbane. Reporting in, Legionnaire. Teller range was compromised. Crawling with Flame Legion. The supplies were destroyed. In other words, you failed. Again. By the claw of the Con-Er, give me one reason why I shouldn't just kill you now. Go ahead and try it. You don't have the spine. You're done.
He's got pokey bits on his back,
Either
though.
you step down as Legionnaire,
It's not really a
or I'll
spine,
knock
but
you into the dirt myself. You
maybe
want
that's
my
to protect
job,
his spine,
You miserable
that he doesn't
little puke. Earn it. Get down there and fight. Show me what you've got, and maybe I'll show you how a real Legionnaire fights. Gather around, troops. Watch me crush
Yeah.
this.
You're a big nothing. Let's go ahead and swap to dagger, because we haven't gotten a second pistol yet. How can I live up to my name if I don't get another pistol? No?
Can I get back up here?
There we go. Gave him a bunch of poison, a bunch of bleeds.
Not bad, soldier, but it's not over yet. Let's see how you fare against the arena champion.
Here he comes. Champion Vita Vitalgore. Vitalgore. It's probably Vital. Vita? A whole bunch of bleeds, a whole bunch of poisons. Beat the giant devourer.
Soldier, last round. Victory or death. Let's see what you've got.
How about we give you a bunch of bleeds and a bunch of poisons at the same time? Just so you can bleed out and be poisoned out, too. He would make that crunchy noise if you've ever stepped on, like, a beetle. I will admit, an entomophobe. Beetles, black ones about yay big. No. Do not like. Do not want.
Outstanding. I'd say the soldier
Praying
exceeded
mantises?
expectations. What do you say, Steelbane? He's so impressed he's speechless. Now get in that ring and fight, Steelbane, or I'll split you open myself. Yes, sir. Tribune. I can't hear you, Legionnaire.
Sir, yes, sir.
A formal challenge, Steelbane. This soldier's willing to fight to the death. How about you? Prepare to be impressed, Tribune. I am going to make an example out of this.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out quite as much as you want it to. You got bleeds, you got poison.
We're with you.
How about we just drop a whole bunch of bleeds on your fat, fuzzy ass, huh?
Stop! I surrender. Don't kill me. I can still be of use to the Blood Legion. He's done, soldier. Either he lives to continue serving the Corps as best he can, or he dies in the name of Legion discipline. Either way, the decision's yours. Kill him, or cast him out of your warband.
As a char, it seems like casting somebody out is probably a bad idea.
Lock and load.
Do I look at bugs through a magnifying lens?
Even the most
No, I
glorious
don't.
revolution is just a successful mutiny, huh?
Trying to remember. I
Congratulations
don't
on your
remember
promotion,
ever
Legionnaire.
using a magnifying
Thank you,
glass,
Tribune.
unless there was
I'll
like
rebuild this
one of the
warband
little tiny
and live
black
up to your
ants that kind
trust.
of wandered
I
around. I
promise
might
you
have
that.
done that, but I don't
Good.
remember.
Now for your
I
first
did. I like to
orders.
use the magnifying
Replenish your warband
lens
with
or
honorable
glass.
gladium.
On a
Earn
piece
their
of paper to
trust.
write things.
Yes,
That was
sir.
cool.
Any recommendations? Fion the Wraith and
I'm sure at some
Sour
point I must have
Doomsday.
pointed it at
Both
myself
are
and
good
gone,
soldiers who've fallen on hard times. I'll
Kid,
give
man.
you a full briefing when you're ready.
I think we went with Sour last time. Hunted Ghosts, only Fion. No. And about Sour? Necro. Yeah, well, let's go with the Necro. I'm ready to choose. Give me Sour Doomsday. Because, I mean, anyone who's anyone is going to be sour on Doomsday. Right?
I say rename the warband and move on.
Okay, so we got that. Equip that in the offhand. There we go. Now we've got our non-stop bang bangs going on. Can't use. We did get a aqua breather, which is technically an item of attire. Hence, 2 dice. Bloodstone Dark Coral, Scenic, and Corn Silk. Got a lot of crap to sell to the vendor. To get the heck out of my bags, so to speak. did exit already. Speak to Sour Doomsday.
Did you hear the Heart Warband is in town?
So we'll sell the crap. We'll head out to the sour guy, as one sour man to another.
That too.
Rely on iron, not false gods.
Always sound
Got
advice.
what you need.
Rely on iron, not false gods.
Goodbye.
It's a very Char thing to do because the Char killed their gods. Let's see if there's anything awesome in the new items. I can safely say that one does nothing for me. Wait. New items. There we go. So the Metal Legion Gathering Tools, the Gingerbread Homestead Package, casual t-shirts, and the Bloodstone Boogie emote tone. I'm going to say probably not. Can we get a look at these? We can get a look at these. This is the mining tool. And it has me swinging the, well, what you might call an axe. The Metal Legion logging tool. We're not really seeing the character animations, just the object animations, which I've got to say are a little disappointing. Now, presumably, we're actually swinging the guitars as if they were axes for chopping and gathering and whatnot. All the way out there. All right, Sour Doomsday. Magic users. Historically, I am kind of a...
I don't like this. Let's find a new recruit fast.
a mage player. My first main in this game was an elementalist, which is just a mage that comes with optional downstate. Actually, not all that downstate is more inevitable than optional, I would say. Now this is what pistol gets you on a thief. Press the 3 button, press the 3 button, profit. Ideally, you get them lined up so one dies and your last few shots go to the other one. How easy. There is also a skill in it that will reduce the damage you do with your shooties, but instead will make your shots pierce. And that one's actually very good because it does allow you to line up your foes and hit multiple targets at the same time with what is a single target skill. And they changed. It used to be that if you hit the unload, it would take, I think, 4 of your initiative. They reduced it to 3 some time ago, which basically means even if you don't build specifically for it, you can almost keep up full uptime, doing nothing but spamming the 3 button. Is he inside? No. The other side? No. Fine, we'll just continue going around the outside. There's Sour Baby. Is it Mr. Doomsday?
For Blood Legion. Sour Doomsday? Ritlock Brimstone sent me. My warband needs you. Needs me? Tell that to my old warband. I was raised with them, fought beside them, yet they still didn't trust me. All I did was meet with a flame shaman, and they called me a traitor. Thing is, I was there to assassinate him and steal his magic. I'd never turn my back on the Blood Legion. That's why I'm here. I need someone with your talents to help rebuild my warband. Join us. The Flame Legion already made me an offer. Join or die. As a Gladium, I didn't have much of a choice.
Well, you do now.
Get me out of this shotgun wedding, and I'm all yours.
I understand why they switched to the other narrative style in the more contemporary stuff.
Get them off my back.
But there's a huge advantage to these two guys, you know, talking at angles past each other, which is that you can skip a line or the entire conversation, and you can't in any of the current stuff, and it is fucking crippling playing alts now.
Strong. You don't talk much, cowboy. I respect that.
You know, the first mission in Janther Wilds had you standing around while NPCs talked with each other for 45 minutes. Now, I got no problem with that the first time. It was well done. Nicely done. I liked it. It was interesting. Pulled me in. It did what it was supposed to do. But it's unskippable. I did it a second time so I could get an achieve for taking both of two options you have during this entire thing.
I made Sarah a better offer. Stand aside.
I'll never do it again. Ever.
What?
Because I don't want to sit there for 45 unskippable
It's too
minutes.
bad, really. You could have had more power than in your wildest dreams, Sour. My dreams involve a barrel of whiskey, an Ash Legion minx, and you dead at my feet.
Sour is now
Time to
my
make
favorite
that last
NPC in
one
the
a
game.
reality. I'll add this Legionnaire's tail to my collection.
Like I said, the first time through was really, really good.
You saved my tail. If I had any doubts about offering you a spot, you just crushed them flat. We could use 10 of you. You don't need 10. Just me and that barrel of whiskey.
Well, I'm not going to play the
That
part
can be
of
arranged.
the Ash Legion minx. Just so you know, Sour. That's not happening. Hey, I got an idea. More new dies. And new pants. We get 2 rolls. And a new gun, which that doesn't count. And it is better. Okay, whip. Okay, that is correct. Excuse me, we have 2 new uses of my virtual die kit. Death Stranding did unskippable credits to watch the ending, and you uninstalled the game. There is no person in the entire landscape, ecosystem of computer gaming as far up their own ass as Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is the most overrated person in gaming. He makes good, interesting, deep game systems. And he couldn't construct a coherent narrative if his fucking life depended on it. Read through a summary of the his magnum opus. What the hell? My brain. Solid Snake. Metal Gear. Read through a summary of the Metal Gear stuff. And it's full of the most brainless, hilariously dumb things imaginable. I read it and I was sat there slack-jawed that people think that this is genius. Like I said, he makes good, deep, interesting game systems. He is a terrific game designer. But boy, does he love himself. The only person who loves him more than him is Jeff Kiley.
I fought with Ritlock himself on the front lines.
Then I'm buying you a drink.
You know, the game systems in the Metal Gear stuff, what little of I've played or seen, is better than solid. But the narrative, oh my god. I need to AFK for just a second and refill my coffee cup. Okay, it's not a second. It's going to be more like a minute.
This city of ours is the greatest in the world. The pinnacle of Char achievement.
Well said, citizen. We're not done yet.
Hardly. This is the greatest city in the world. And it's only going to get greater.
And I am back. Alright, Ritlock Brimstone, let's talk. Rage suppression, that's not Char. Char don't do rage suppression. They do rage embracing. I'm gonna skip Rendezvous with Tribune Ritlock. I think Ritlock digs me. Exploding Doliacs. Barbecued ribs. And other bits. Hi, Ritlock. Yeah, we know. We'll talk to the cattle rancher, Rancher Talona Iron Rustler. Why are the cows here? You know which Legionnaire gave the order? I'll need to examine the packs. Well, there's a pack bowl. No, everything smells fine. Grain and leather, nothing more. Gunpowder, oiled metal. Okay, who wants ribs? Earth-shattering kaboom! Nope. Yep. And...
You know, if I wasn't looking at a big pile of cow chunks, I'd be laughing.
Laugh later. Right now, I need to know where those Flame Legion imposters went.
They headed deeper into town.
I didn't read
You'll
diamonds.
find them if you go that way.
Lead the way, Legionnaire. Rage just got promoted from mongrel toady to serious threat.
Toady is a word that doesn't get used nearly enough. Viridian, Enameled Generation, and Rose Breeze. That's some colors right there. Got more points.
Something's not right.
No, it was right for me to shoot that. The thing was a rat. Come on.
At least it's.
You can't have rats just running around. That's not sanitary. It's Gnarl Snagtooth.
The Legion calls.
This is no inspection. Have you seen an unfamiliar officer around? Drop that crate. Step back right now, soldier.
For the Legion.
Time to shoot a bunch of imps. Not Imperials.
Fire magic on my watch. Once we shut down Rage's sabotage, there's strong magic. I'm going to cut his heart out. Kill them all.
I'm working on killing them all. Me and my bottomless bullets. Endless ammo clips.
Something like this on his own. He must have Flame Legion allies. We have intelligence that they were planning something.
Yeah, quit gabbing.
Of opportunity.
Quit your blobbing and keep following. Aziel Jawbreak.
Any? What happened to you, soldier? It was a Blood Legionnaire. He seemed friendly, but when he clapped me on the shoulder, all the strength just drained right out of me. He took my clothes,
that never run
my
out of
boots,
arrows,
my
exactly.
entire kit.
It makes sense
Tell us
for
where he
mesmers.
went.
I mean, they use,
Get yourself to the infirmary.
mind magic.
He was headed for the scrapyard. Give him a good thrashing for me when you find him.
And actually, you can consider it to, if you've ever seen like a minigun where they carry like, an enormous pack of ammunition and then it runs through a long feed mechanism. We just have very long feed mechanisms that go up our sleeve to our pistols. It's simple. Anyone could do it. Anyone
More
buying that?
dazed soldiers
Are they buying
staggering
it,
around
you
in their
think?
skivvies. Either
No?
we're on the right track,
Mhm.
or we missed the best party ever.
Rage Steel Tongue. Yeah. Let's skip to the end where I start shooting people.
Rally to me!
Oh, he's invincible. Stop being invincible, everyone. That's just really annoying. There you go. Have some bleeding and some poison. Was everyone served?
The Flame Legion must be getting desperate if they're resorting to cow bombs.
Come on, the cow bombs were pretty good.
Desperation is a weapon, Legionnaire. If they're targeting our defenses, they're planning a major assault on the city. Tactically, a night attack makes the most sense. When it comes, I need you and your warband in the field. When the fighting starts, your orders are to maneuver behind their frontline troops and take out the rear guard.
Sir,
Without
yes,
mages
sir.
and artillery to support the main force, they'll never breach the Black Citadel's walls. It's an important job. Can you handle it?
My soldiers are ready, sir. We won't let Blood Legion down.
Good. Dismissed.
Doodly doopy doo doo. Short bow. Do I look like the kind of thief that would use a bow? I've got guns. Can't wear it. Can't use it. Can wear it. A new mask. I hope these new colors that I'm going to select go with my eyes. Drum roll, if you please. We have Sprout, Fern, and Midnight Rose. Well, aren't we botanical? Sprout, Fern, and Midnight Rose. It's very thematic. We got a better mask. We got new colors coming, guys. Don't worry. We're not Silvari. We're no longer going to have those plant things. That's not very char either. Well, those two colors are cyanide and hydrangea are almost the same. Bloodstone, dark coral. Hydrangea, plants. We cannot have plants. There will be no plant colors. Bloodstone, dark violet, Zafra, and hazel. They're not great, but they're dark. You know, they allow me to hide in shadows really effectively, as a thief should be able to do. Theoretically. All right, we're going to destroy the rear guard, which is like 3 catapults and 3 mages. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Operation Bulwark. Hi guys, how you doing? Everyone ready for tonight? We're gonna mess up the Flame Legion tonight.
Listen up. A Flame Legion platoon is marching against the Black Citadel.
A platoon?
Tribute
Only a
Brimstone will
platoon
engage
against the
main enemy
Citadel?
force while we take out the rear guard. Sour, you're on the mortar. Wait till we mark targets with green smoke, then light them up.
Green
You
smoke!
got it, boss.
Green smoke!
Blowing stuff up at long range is my specialty.
Alexis, you're our sniper. Pick a spot where you can cover the entire battlefield. We'll call your targets, and you ventilate them.
With pleasure. And if it takes me more than 1 shot per kill, you can shave the word loser into my fur.
All right.
And
we do
if
this fast, we
the
do
other
this
holds
right.
true, I
Everybody
will
comes
shave
home in
the
one
word
piece.
winner
You get
into
me?
your fur.
Now, move out.
We all have our kinks.
I'm in position and standing by for your signal, boss.
In position.
Okay, so 7 is green smoke, and 8 is shoot the mage in the head.
I like working with snipers. We point. With too many live Flame Legion here.
Let's see.
Fix that.
There we go. Green smoke! Green smoke!
Mark confirmed. Raining down.
All right. We need the shaman. I've called in the shot. She didn't say anything. I don't think she's going to take the shot, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Since the soon-to-be person with the word loser shaved into her fur decides to take the way of peace instead of, I don't know, shooting the bad people. We have the smoke shaman again. Try again. Nope, she's useless. Fortunately, I don't need her guns when I have a gun. Green smoke, green smoke.
Firing for effect.
Firing for effect. Kaboom. Okay. Nope. Once again, she doesn't shoot. I've seen that same thing the last couple times I've done this, that she's just not shooting the target that she's supposed to. Gotta destroy that last siege engine. We'll murder this guy again the old-fashioned way, with multiple bullets. Basically, we cast bullet.
Confirm smoke. Firing for effect.
Well, you did well, Sour. Lexus, I'm gonna cut loser not only into your fur but into your flesh because you're useless.
All clear, boss. The Flame Legion's
Yeah,
rear
you
guard
didn't
is
shoot a
officially out of
bullet,
commission.
you loser.
Outstanding. This warband is tail clear, soldiers. Fall in. We're heading back to the Citadel for a hot meal.
Best war band in the Legion. Hooah!
Damn straight. Never let anyone tell you different.
Hooah. There's our key, which is the objective around here. Fine. Just drop anything in there. That'll do. Out we go. Back to town. Hit the bank. Grab a box. Open said box. Loop. And then we'll do the festival stuffs. Back we go. Let's go. Back we go. There you go. Did I go the wrong? I went entirely the wrong. The problem is I teleported myself to the wrong place. And, my orientation was disorientated. That's the one I thought I was going to, but I haven't even yet opened it up. Now I would like to hear Ritlock Brimstone sing I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas.
That looks valuable.
All right, we sell that. It's not much.
Victory at any cost.
But selling the relatively diddly things you get adds up over time.
Out with it. What?
Sell the crap in our bags. Okay, we already have 2 chests. So what we do is we split those and we bank 1.
The Legion calls.
The Legion calls, guys. Who will answer the call? Here is what we will be getting tonight. We are guaranteed a Black Lion statuette, you have a Nashblade Winter's Day gift, and 2 commons. Good commons are always the unlocks, dies, if we get very lucky, the crafting mats, because I still want to make more legendaries eventually, and so on and so forth. Things we don't need. I have 1,500 transmutation charges. I can give those a skip. Revive Orb, 266 in the bank. Teleports to Friend, 239 in the bank, and more spread out amongst my characters. Don't need it. We have a 10% chance of getting an uncommon or better in addition. The steam-powered legwear, which is a very strange concept. Who wants to get their computer games on their legs? I don't understand. The Foxfire set, it's not a bad set. I have a few of them. I think the Greatsword is one of them. It's not bad. Glowy blue with the little floating sort of elementalist logos or icons. They're not bad. They're nothing special. What I would like is the Asuran Conjured Doorway skin. That would be cool. I'd be very happy with that. I believe it's dyeable. The rares are the Foxfire. The uncommons are the Reflective Koi. Again, it's not my vibe. You know, the animated water looking and then the Koi theme, sure, you could build a character around themed on that, but not really my vibe. So what we're going to do is we're going to click open. We'll get a common, and hopefully a 5th box will appear, and that'll be an uncommon or better. About a 1 in 10 chance. There we go. There is no joy in Mudville. So, we will sell the item that sells for a gold. Really, ArenaNet, you need to increase the value on this thing to 5 gold. Because a gold is really not much anymore. It just isn't. My daily gathering yield, I also need to sell some stuff out of that. Hold on a sec. As I have the maximum number of both petrified rosin and pure jade. I have the max already banked. They have no other value. There's no sales market for them on the auction house.
Dismissed.
So they sell, I mean, that was 10 silver, which ain't nothing. We will put away
You want something.
the Black Lion statuette. We'll scratch our eye because it suddenly is itchy. We're going to drop this Winter's Day gift in here and open it on our Winter's Day character. The Kralkatoric die kit. I think I probably have all of these. I know I have all the commons, uncommons, and rares. Do I have all of the exclusives? 2, 3, 4, 5. I do. There's some good dies in there. Nope, uncommon. I mail this off to the keeper of the guild bank. And I believe that is it. That is it. This character is finito completo. Back to character select. Shooty McLens. You did a good char's work today. But have a nice trip to the Mist. Have a good time there. I hear really good things about the restaurants. Now, back to Laxi Graveponder. Who is the resident Winterfest completer? Real soon now. There we are. Spirit Banner. Spirit Banner, already got one of them. Communal Boost. That's for Karma. A lot of people do the big Karma run every day. Basically, they get, I think, 15 presents, and they give them to 15 orphans throughout the town, and you can make a lot of Karma. You just got here, and you're just sending characters to the mist like that. Well, come on. Every week, give or take, you can create a new one, get him through the first, get him to level 10 through the first chapter of the story, get a key, open the box, and they're destined for the mist. Now, I have 45 characters on this account whom I did not send to the mist. Granted, I have probably sent 150 to the mists after a week, but I wished them well, and most of them gave me stuff that wasn't that great from the box. Also, good evening. First things, we will open up the Evan now. Well, we'll get the freebies. So we got a freebie over here.
Well, hello there.
And I'm a wacky little Doliac. Oh, wrong. I'd like one. As presents. You're not playing Guild Wars 2 properly. It's like that. A lot of people will do exactly that. They will key farm once a week, create a character, level up to 10, do the first chapter of the story, get a key, open the box, delete them. Do it again in a week. There used to be you weren't limited to once a week, and there were people who farmed all the time for keys.
How can I assist you?
What are the dailies we've got today? Donation drive. That's the orphans. 5 snowmen is easy. Bell choir is easy, and then the third one will be opening 4 presents. We can do these. Easy peasy. That? It's a sub? Dorky Ninja 01? Well, you're definitely the... I don't want to say dorkiest ninja, but you're the #1 ninja currently in chat. I feel safe in saying thank you very, very much for the Prime. Everyone tends to go, you could give that to anyone, and you chose me. Well, it is true, and thank you. When you know what you're doing, a lot of people will use their extra leveling volumes to basically create a new character, run through the tutorial, instantly get to level 10 or higher by using books or the level up items you get in birthday presents. And they can get... The standard one people take if they're really trying to optimize is the human commoner, as that's the fastest of the storylines to go through, is human commoner. And they can get it done in like 20 minutes. Me, I actually kind of enjoy it just playing through it, so I take an hour, hour and a half. I believe it was Snowmen. Would I like to build a snowman? I will not repeat that. I apologize to everyone on Earth for that.
Musically inclined individuals.
There's one snowman and the bell choir. The bell choir. If you've never done the bell choir, in essence, is Guitar Hero. With 8 keys. Take me to the southwest stage. I want to play the lower part. There we go. We're almost at the start. And here we go. Oh, I came in late. This is going to be difficult. I probably will not do well. Not too terrible. Not well. About 75? 92? I only missed 2. Woohoo! Here we go again. More faster now. That was bad, and I managed to eject myself by fat fingering. That's not what we wanted. Yeah, I didn't get any credit for that. I need to do 3 rounds, I think. I fat fingered. Look at these things. These aren't fingers. These are overgrown Vienna sausages. Okay, now we're back to slow again. Not that slow. I missed that last one. Is that? We get a completion for that? Yes, we did. We can exit. In the past, I have gotten decent at that. Oh, exit. You know, I have had perfect rounds, including multiple perfect rounds in a row. But when it starts getting fast, one thing I have done in the past is I got a Post-it note and basically put it on sort of at an angle so that it pointed at the dividing line between 4 and 5. Because sometimes I can't quite see it correctly. Oh, hey, what do you know? Let's make another snowman. That'll be 2. I need 3 more. Four. No, 3, sorry. This will be 4. One more. Bonk. And. Go. We need to open 4 or 5 boxes. 4, I think. Fortunately, we have more than that. Let's see, what else did we get? Did we get the box? So, the reason you might... Yeah, we did the Winter's Day gifts. That is down here. No, we did not get the... Sorry, we did not get the extravagant Winter's Day gifts. You can get these if you do 3 of the specified dailies each day for 5 days. Doesn't have to be 5 days in a row. And what that gets you is a choosy box with your choice of precision, vitality, expertise. Gosh, I wonder what I got for Christmas. I think it's one of those things you use to put pizza in ovens and take them out. So, Tix's gift. No biggie. Move that there. That's the Evan Nashblade one. Okay. So, we'll start by opening up our regular Winter's Day gifts. Nothing good out of that. I mean, snowflakes are fine.
How can I assist you?
I have a whole buttload of drinks and candy canes. Next are the personalized Winter's Day gifts, which are nicer.
Oh, I know of a good use
Ooh,
for
we
this.
actually got an energized quartz crystal out of those. We can throw away the choir bells, or we could send them to my friend Engelbert Meow, who has 60,000 of them. One of her mods sent a few to her one time, and she complained about it, and people started sending them, and they keep sending them and sending them and sending them. She has, I think, about 60,000, not an exaggeration, choir bells. 250 a stack, by the way, which means she has 240 slots filled with choir bells. So here's the Evan Nashblade one, which is the one with the best options for stuff. We're guaranteed to get an item we can sell for at least half a gold here, up to 5 gold. We'll probably get some of these, might get some of these, could get some of these, not unusual. But no ultra rares in here, I don't think. Maybe? Yeah, the infusions might, so I guess there are a few ultra rares in here as well with the rares. But my odds of getting them are approximately 0. Here we go. We got the 2 gold item, 8 snowflakes, and another quartz crystal. So we can sell that. I think we can sell that to these guys.
Not much time for talking.
Yeah.
Well, hello there.
And next up, the jumping puzzle. We don't have to do this for the daily. I'm actually pretty good at this one. Having said that, I will now fail 3 times in a row. There's only one part where I'm never surprised if I fail, and that's the stairway of presence, which you can see over there. As they start falling away, as that guy's running around and they're falling away right there. That's the objective. So, the hard path is over there. The medium path is there. And the easy path is over here. If you play the Super Adventure box when it pops up in April, you might want to, if you've been playing it for years, you might want to call this the infantile difficulty. That's what they used to call the easiest mode in Super Adventure Box, and I never objected even when that was the only mode I ever did. Because it is the easy mode. And there's the medium mode, which I can do now, and do. And then there's the Tribulation mode, which I am not insane enough to even try. Ooh, almost missed that. Okay, that is the part I almost always can make without a problem. It's this part is the difficulty. I can miss on a couple of the first jumps before I hit my rhythm. I can miss completely. I can get stuck. Whoops. Rhythm achieved. So I will occasionally fail here, usually because of a brain malfunction. Where I don't take the time to do something I know I should do. like giving the ball time to pass, that kind of thing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I almost missed that last thing. Holy crap. But instead, I am triumphant. Flawless victory, deathless, first time. Actually true, deathless and first time. And to provide a little entertainment value, very little. Oh my God, the ground is gone. The ground is gone. Oh, there it is. We'll do the race. Another choir bell. All right, we will do the race. It was originally designed, I believe, as a raptor race, but it has been kind of sort of deprecated by the fact people do it in the beetle, which is how I will be doing it. Mind you, I am not good at it. I have some friends who are ups. Okay, I fat fingered again. I may have mentioned to you that I have fat fingers. And I ran right into... That's not what I would describe as a good start, you know? Or that as a good continuation. The funny thing is this early part is by far the hardest part for me. For me, anyway. I can do the rest of the race sometimes really quick and with very few issues. But I have friends who are really good at it and make me feel worthless and weak. EBM, Jukebox, I'm talking to you. I got stuck. I'm fine. I'll walk it off. Bonk. I seem to be hitting every rough edge I can today. I'll probably still get a gold medal, but I won't be proud of my accomplishment, as I am finding basically every single obstacle the game has to offer. Every single rough edge. This is not going to be a good time. Probably still a gold medal because, well... that part wasn't terrible. It wasn't good by any means, but it wasn't terrible. That's better. That's the kind of thing. Hey, see, now that's not bad. That part right there. The rest of this has been pretty awful. True. But at least I won't finish on a terrible note. Okay. Yeah, 209. That's, my best is 154, so that's 15 seconds faster. And my friend Engelbert showing off here at 125, 29 seconds faster. Yeah. What can I say? I'm not good at the beetle race. Got to admit it. Just not good. Not good with the beetle. My practices, I haven't done an extensive practice. What it feels like every time I start practicing is I start getting the hang of it, and then the first time I get in a race, it's like my hands or my brain have completely forgot what to do, and it just doesn't work.
This is rather rare.
Not my fault. It's not my fault. We have 33 more Winter's Day gifts to open. Give me something good out of one of them. I'll take a candy cane weapon. No. That'll give us 650 total snowflakes. I am curious, the snowflakes, 1,000 snowflakes, can be used to make a diamond. These snow diamonds are currently selling for 16 gold, just shy of. And most of the things that a person would want to buy are 15 diamonds, which means you're looking at about 225 gold worth to buy an ugly winter sweater, shall we say? I think the general consensus is prices need to drop way, way down for the winter stuff. I would agree with that. I mean, 1,000 can be turned into a snow diamond, which is selling for 17 gold.
Obey the law and we'll have no problems.
And here's we've got recipes for stuff, and those prices aren't too terrible, but you start getting into these things. The plush Jorm's backpack only costs 5, so that's 85 gold for a backpack that looks like Jormag, like a plush version of Jormag. You want the winter hood? You're looking at 225 gold and 14,000 karma. You want the ugly sweater? And I'm sorry to my friends who went out of their way to get the sweater. It's an ugly sweater. Can't really make out how ugly here because my colors are too similar right there to make it out. But it is a traditional ugly festive sweater. You can get a pretty good idea what it looks like. The icon. I've never been an ugly sweaters person.
May Balthazar strengthen you.
And let's see, over here you've got the weapons you can get. Some of these aren't bad.
The answers lie here.
But you're looking at 150 gold worth of snow diamonds, and then 4 gold in cash too. I have a couple of these that I've gotten elsewise. I have the Grenth's Vow unlocked.
Clock's ticking.
Dwayna's
Not much time
Promise.
for talking.
Not the custom candy cane hammer. There's a hammer that looks like a bouche de Noël, I think, is what that confection is on the top. They're just not my vibe, though. You know.
Obey the law and we'll have no problems.
After all, my character.
I am equipped with all basic social interactions.
Looks like this. And is a necro. Yeah, I just don't think the candy cane stuff is her vibe. You know, ruler of the dead kind of vibe. That's her. Engelbert Meow. Look, I mentioned her name a few times, and up pops the devil. Hi, EBM. You are streaming this evening, right? I'm glaring at you right now. Here, hold on. You are streaming tonight, right?
My time is precious.
I was speaking about you as your disgracefully fast time
You're a wacky little dull
on the race is appalling. You're just edging me out by, I think, 30 seconds. It's hardly anything at all. I'm really so close.
Hello.
You have a project to finish. Everyone, you should check. Engelbert Meow shall be streaming later this evening. You give her a shout out. This requires a technology the old man can barely handle, so here we go. Did I hit the right buttons or did I screw it up? I actually hit the right buttons.
Standing by for input.
Yep, she is pretty good. And my evidence for the fact that she is good at streaming is that she has, I think, 23 of my last 24 Twitch subs. I need to broaden my horizons, clearly. I hope you're doing well, EBM. I hope your holidays are looking holiday-tastic. The other thing I mentioned to you about was you had purchased the oh-so-lovely holiday sweater for one of your characters. And I was noting that the 225 gold price for buying those items is, it's too high. ArenaNet, it's just too high. No, I did a key farm. I did my dailies. And I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you for popping in, EBM. Thank you, everyone else, for hanging out, watching a little bit. As always, I appreciate it very, very much. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. With more of my nonsense. I'm not sure what I'll be playing. Honestly, I have no idea. I also will be streaming on Christmas Eve and Christmas. So if you're feeling lonesome and are deeply desperate for some degree of human companionship, if I qualify, I'll be around on those evenings at the usual time as well. But I'm going to call it for tonight. Again, thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Wednesday night, possibly Thursday morning, or Thursday afternoon if, like, you're by the international date line, goes great. I hope the rest of your week goes great, and I hope your time leading up to the holidays goes great, and that the holidays go. Hey, what the hell? I hope the rest of your year goes great. Am I not a generous God? I'm back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, and ciao for now.